Hello and welcome to my channel where we make Canadian immigration simple and easy to understand. If you are thinking of applying for citizenship, then this video is for you. Today we'll dive into the most important step of your Canadian citizenship application, how to calculate your physical presence. In this video, I will explain the basics, how you can use the CIC Physical Presence Calculator tool to count the exact number of days, and some tips for your citizenship application. Before we get to the actual calculation part, let's understand what does it mean by physical presence requirement. In order to apply for citizenship, you must have been physically present in Canada for 1095 days within the last 5 years immediately before the date of signing your citizenship application. If you came as a temporary resident like on study permit or work permit, you can count up to a maximum of 365 days as a temporary resident. So without further ado, let's get to the physical presence calculator tool. So just go to Google, search CIC Physical Presence Calculator, and then click on the very first link here. Then once you open the physical presence calculator, you're gonna see that it's written what are the physical presence requirement. Everything is explained over here. You must have been physically present in Canada for at least 1095 days in the 5 years immediately before the date of your application. So date of your application means the date you sign your application. So before that, when you go back to 5 years, your physical presence stage should have been completed. Please note that you cannot meet the physical presence requirement without a minimum of 2 years as a permanent resident. So if you came here as a temporary resident on a study permit or a work permit, then you can count maximum up to 365 days as a temporary resident. And then after you became PR, you have to complete 2 years. And then you can apply for citizenship. But if you came directly as a PR, then you need to complete all 3 years as a PR, and then you are eligible for citizenship. So when calculating your time in Canada, only the 5 years immediately before the date of your application are taken into account. So even if you came on temporary permit before that 5-year limit, that time would not be counted. Second, each day you were physically present in Canada as an authorized temporary resident or protected person before you became a permanent resident counts as a half of the day. So whenever you were temporary resident, every day counts as half. And after you became permanent resident, every day counts as 1 day. The time spent serving a sentence for an offense in Canada, for example, when you were serving a term of imprisonment, probation, or you were on parole, that time cannot be counted towards your physical presence. So here's some more information about the physical presence which you can go through before you start your calculation. So let's move into the calculation. Start calculation. After that, enter the date you will sign the application. If you do not know when you will sign the application or you're just checking to see if you are eligible, then you can enter today's date. So I would take this data into account and will do the calculation accordingly. So for me, I will sign the application on October 20th, 2025. So I will enter that date. Enter the date you became permanent resident of Canada. So this date you can find on the back of your PR card or on your COPR. So the date I became permanent resident was March 12, 2023. Then hit calculate. After that, it will ask, did you had Canadian temporary resident status between these dates. So these dates are my eligibility period. So these are the 5 years for which my physical presence will be counted. So yes, I was a student and a worker too. So I will enter those details here. So first of all, I came as an international student from August 2025. From August 25, 2020. To September 30th, 2021. So that's for my time as a student. After that, add entry. So it says a period you have entered is partially or completely outside relevant period. So for me, I came as student on August 2020, but my eligibility period starts from October 2020, so it will not count those 2 months. That's why it gave me this error. After that, I was a temporary worker from October 1st, 2021 to March 11, 2023. So I would add entry for this too. So these were the only 2 temporary status I had, and I mentioned both of those. After that, I would say calculate. And then it asked me, did you spend time serving a sentence for an offense in Canada? For example, imprisonment, conditional sentence, probation, or parole. For this case, it's no. So I'll select no. If you have any such time, then you have to enter the details. Then save. So in order to save the calculation, you need to have an account on CIC, and since I already have an account, so I'll log in. And then they will ask me for a name for my calculation. I would say simply physical presence, then continue. And from there, we can move further. Did you leave Canada between your eligibility period? So for me, I had these 4 trips. Then I would say yes. And then submit. After that, I have to enter the details of all these trips. So please make sure, it's super important to track every absence, no matter how small, even if it was a 1-day trip. So few missed days can really make a difference. So even if there's a difference of 1 or 2 days from your physical presence, it could make you ineligible. So be careful. So for my trips, my first trip was to India, so I'll select India and then enter the dates. From January 16, 2021 to Feb 13, 2021. And the reason, I would say family visit. After that, I have 3 more trips, so I would say add absence and then enter the details of next trip. It was a trip to Mexico. So the country and date, August 3rd, 2022. To August 10th, 2022. And the reason, it was just a vacation, so I can say vacation with family. Then add absence. Move on to the third trip. It was a trip to USA. So write the dates: June 16, 2023. To June 17, 2023. And the reason for this was to visit the So I went for shopping, so I'll write it accordingly. And then moving on to the last trip that I have here. So in the third trip, it's interesting to note that there's no days taken off for my absence because I went on 16th and came back on 17th. So both of those days will be counted in my physical presence to Canada. So if I spent like 2 days outside of Canada, for which all the 24 hours were outside Canada, then it would be counted as absent days. So the fourth trip, it was again to United States. Enter the date, September 11th, 2023, and to September 30th, 2023. And the reason, it was to visit my relatives. Then add absence. So these are all the 4 trips I had. Make sure you mention all the correct dates. So it's super important to track every absence. And then hit calculate. So after that, it will give you a summary of your eligibility period. So for me, the eligibility period was determined by the calculator, and it was this period. After that, it calculated the total physical presence to be 17 days, which is of course greater than the physical presence requirement. So based on this information, the person is eligible to apply for citizenship. But if the physical presence here comes out to be less than 1095 days, then you should wait and then apply for citizenship once you complete the days of your physical presence. Along with that, it will also give you all the details that you mentioned in your application. So you can print this page, and if you're going to apply soon, you can print this page and attach it along with your citizenship application. So before ending the video, here are a few quick tips for you. First, double check your travel history. Use your passport stamps, airline tickets, airline records, or CBSA travel history. Count the exact number of days, not months. Even one day less than 1095 can make you ineligible. So please be careful. Third, sign your application only after you meet the requirement. So don't assume that you will reach it by the time IRCC started to process your application. So when the day you sign your application, you should have met the requirement. Lastly, keep the proof of your residence like lease, tax return, or pay stubs because IRCC may request it. If you are unsure whether you qualify or want professional help preparing your application, please feel free to reach out to our office. We would be happy to help you through the process. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap on the bell icon for more updates on immigration or related topics. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your journey to becoming a Canadian citizen.